Today is Saturday, February 22nd at 11:38 p.m. Here at Bay County Sheriff's Office, reference case number 14-20835, talking to Adam Frasch. Present is Sergeant Bryce Google. Mr. Frasch, did they read you your Miranda rights?
Yes, sir.
And you understood them?
Yes, sir.
Those rights, you still want to speak with us?
Yes, sir.
Well, I already know a little bit about all the issues that you and Sam have had, okay? Because we went over those pretty much in length last time that we spoke. Let's go over what transpired these last couple past days.
And what do you want to know about? From like yesterday or
Okay, today's Saturday. Let's start from Friday morning.
Okay, I guess Friday morning we woke up.
Are you living there at the house?
Yeah, I've been staying there. I don't know if you'd say living there, but I've been staying there with her. And then, and if we ever have a little argument, or I've learned now just to, get away. We'll stay at the office for the night, or come down here to Panama City, the beach house. If she starts getting upset or kind of in that violent mode, or
All right, so Friday morning you wake up and what?
We're looking to take the dog to get the dog groomed. She wanted to get her little puppy, I guess she's a little dog, groomed. And then we got the girls together. We drove to Pet Smart. We went to a couple other places she knew for grooming, but they're all booked up. And then we decided to go to Thomasville, but she wanted to drop her truck off, her Hummer, the H2, because the check engine light was coming on. And so I was following her, and she dropped it off at Super Lube, like repair place behind Super Lube. It's all part of the same.
Where at?
On Thomasville Road.
Okay.
North.
Right there by Bannerman Road, close to Bannerman?
Correct.
Okay.
We dropped it off there, and then I had a rental. Suburban. And so we took it up to Thomasville. Then,
What time was that?
it was close to lunchtime, or a little after. And then we ate lunch at Jonah's together with the babies. That was at around 1 o'clock or so in Thomasville. Then we drove, I think, to work, 2 places. Yeah, I knew in Thomasville that they were busy that day also. Then, I don't think what we did. Anything else in Thomasville? We just stopped by you did stop by the office. There was something that come up that she started upset. Excuse me.
What did she get upset? She said she got upset in Thomasville?
Yeah.
Okay, what was that about?
She said that some of her stuff was missing, and where I'd put it, or where I'd taken it. Sorry. I told her, I'm sorry, baby, but I don't know where it's at. I didn't remember. I mean, this has been like months ago, when we, had the first problem when she was arrested for domestic violence, and then just a bunch of mess come out of that. And I was telling her, I didn't know where the stuff was at. She's accusing like somebody I had in the house taking it, or my friend Kendall, had taken it or something. I said, Samira, I don't know where the stuff is at, and I don't, know if they've taken it. And sometimes you do this office for her, I think, just to check on me for if I had done something, or she was trying to it wasn't the first time that she would say something like that, because she just wanted to check my cars, or see if I was doing anything. What do you call it? Out of character, or what, she just wanted to, I think, go through my stuff, so I took her by the office. She went through the cars that were there. She went in the office, checked everything up, but when Samira did it, she wasn't I don't think she was really looking for anything of hers. She was just looking through my stuff, to kind of see. So, I knew when she's in that kind of crazy bipolar mode, just let her go. Don't, get her upset or something. And plus, then I won't be able to spend time with her and the babies. I think, I'm just tired of this drive.
What time did y'all get back to Tallahassee?
I think what time? It was probably 3, 4 o'clock, somewhere in that range.
What'd you do when you got back?
We dropped, Bella off at the house.
Drop who?
The dog. In a little carrier thing, and then remember we stopped by the front, gate. Then the security guard guy come out. He's a black guy, and he's witnessed some of our problems we've had that way. And I've talked with him about the situation and that. And he came out and just opened up the gate, and he said, "Well, how y'all doing?" And I said, "Well, doing a little better, working things out." And he said, "Okay." I said, "Is that right?" He kind of looked at Samira, because she was sitting in the passenger seat, and she, acknowledged yes, and smiled to him and said thank you or something. And then we went to the house there in Golden Eagle on Inverness, and
how long were y'all there?
So it's been like completely. Trying to think about it. It wasn't too long.
do while you were there?
I think we just dropped off Bella and she went and got some stuff and gave her what all she got. I remember, yeah, she dropped off some dog food and that she bought at one of the little pet places right by Bonefish earlier in the day. So sorry, I'm tired, but I'm upset with this stuff.
I understand, but we got to get through this. So.
I understand.
Let's, so you all weren't there very long?
No.
Okay.
About
how long do you think?
Maybe 15, 20 minutes, I can't remember, not too long.
Okay, then y'all left?
And I left there, I'm trying to just keep remember this. We left and then
So Samira and the kids and all left? Y'all
yeah,
all left
we're all
together?
together in the Suburban. She wanted to go by my Lennox Mill House and check the cars out there, and she didn't really ask to go in the house, which is kind of strange. Because I guess she had her agenda or something, I don't know. But we looked at two of the vehicles that were sitting there. We went through, a car I had there in its trunk, and a Jeep I had there, and she was looking. So, and she, in the Jeep, she saw some like lingerie fishnet type things I bought her for Valentine's Day. I just didn't get a chance to get over there and get it to her before we went to South Beach the weekend before. And then she kind of jumped on me like, "Oh, who is this for?" And I told her that I bought it for her for Valentine's Day, but and then she like grabbed it and said, "Oh, and like she's gonna keep it like she had some evidence against me or something." And but I was like, just kind of just blew it off and said, okay, whatever. And then she took that to the Suburban, and I don't think we did much after that.
How long were y'all there at that house?
No more than an hour, I'd say.
Okay.
About an
And
hour.
where'd you go after that?
Let's see. Then she said something about she wanted to go to Panama City. I told her, Samira, the last I thought that maybe her stuff might have been in, she was talking about a purse and something else that she'd had, was maybe in some of the cars we had parked out in front of the house in Golden Eagle. But about 2 weeks ago, she had all of them towed. She brought her lawyer's secretary over to the house. And I wasn't there. She called me on like a Sunday. I think I was in Panama City here. And she called me on like a Sunday and said that my cars were being towed. And I thought that was kind of strange on a Sunday, but I was like, "What do you mean?" She said that the cars were being towed, and that there's nothing she could do about it or something. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I thought maybe the county was having them towed, or the homeowner association or something. And so can't remember what date that was, but it was a couple weeks earlier. And but she told me that the home association was complaining because if she had people come over and in her part in the driveway they had too many cars, which we've had a complaint of that before. So I went over there, I guess in 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, and moved a couple of them with a friend of mine. But she doesn't like this friend of mine because he testified against her in an injunction hearing or something.
So let's get back to when did y'all go to Panama City?
Yeah, well, like I said, we went back to Superlube, and they said that, what was going on with her car. The check engine light was on, and she had she said a shaking or vibration in the tires. But they didn't get around the tires because they're too big or something to put on their machine to check out, so they couldn't do that. But they she was talking to them on the phone about it. They said it was her gas cap had a pressure leak or something. And I said, well, Samira, and then they said a $300 some estimate or something. I told her, Samira, we got several of those vehicles. This is GM gas cap. And it was locked. Hers was locked. But I said, we can try just replacing that and see. And that was what they were, they were charging her for, and then some other pressure relief valve or something. And I told them, for that kind of money, let's just try getting a new cap for it, which they couldn't get that late in the day anyhow. I just told them, we'll just take it, and then next week, if it's not, that doesn't solve the problem, we'll bring it back and get the pressure relief valve or fixed.
All right. So what time did y'all leave Tallahassee? Go to Panama City.
Let's see. Probably just 4, 5 o'clock, somewhere in that range. Yep. Something in that range.
And then what? Once you hit Panama City, what?
Yeah, we drove Panama City, just stopped, get gas, and then she asked me if she could leave her
Were
truck.
you driving the black?
Yeah, if we could leave her truck there and then come back and get it later. And they said that was fine. And they gave her the keys, and I had to pay $81 diagnostic fee or whatever for them. And then we drove on to Panama City, stopped and got gas, and that at Flying J. Then I told her I really didn't want to go. We kind of had a little argument on the way, but I said I really didn't want to go because I have this staph infection on my leg, and she'd had it on her butt, backside. But hers was doing a lot better. Mine was still flared up and giving me problems, and I was like, maybe I don't know if I'll be able to go to Panama City. And she told me that she would drive, and that's another thing I was kind of hesitant of her driving because she had drank a little bit earlier, and but she said that by time we got there, she would be sober up and feeling okay to drive. And I agreed to go on. And it's more like I think she wanted it. It's the first time she'd been to Panama City in months that I know of. I mean, she might have been down there without me, and I was like, her stuff wouldn't be down there because I wouldn't have ever had moved stuff from Tallahassee to Panama City since she's been there since the
So the purpose of going to Panama City was to look for her stuff?
Well, that's what she was wanting, or say that I may have put it there, I was kind of assuring her that there's no way that I would have, put it there, even if I, had the stuff. And I knew what she was getting at, but I just didn't want to create any waves. We were having such a good week and a good time, and things were working out better between us, so I didn't want her to go off the deep end again, or go on the crazy train on me and get upset or violent. And I know she does it a lot when I'm driving the car. I'm kind of vulnerable, so she gets angry and stuff, start, hitting at me, poking me in the eyes, pulling my hair, doing things. I mean, there's been multiple witnesses of this, even when people were in the car. And I just, I thought, that's what she was going to do, start going on that again or something. So, and I don't like her doing that, especially with the babies in the car. She did pretty good. She was bringing up the past a little bit about things that would, had upset her, but she didn't really go too violent or anything on the road.
So what time did you get to Panama City?
The time change in that, so it was probably I don't know, here probably 6 something or 6 or 7 o'clock.
Okay. How long did y'all stay here?
Not very long. She went in the house. Of course, we had the baby, so we changed the babies and got them kind of squared away in the beach house. And it's in disarray because I've been just kind of keeping it up as best I can, just this economy and stuff. And we were trying to renovate it one time, so it's just not really in great livable shape or whatever. But she was going through stuff of mine there and stuff I had sitting out, bags of stuff and clothes and that. And she didn't find what she was looking for or thing, but she made a comment about that, some of my whores must have had gone through some of her things up in the upstairs, like bedroom. And I kind of, assured her, saying, well, nobody's gone through that stuff or nobody's been messing with her stuff, but she...
So did y'all get in an argument there while y'all were there?
Not really. She was,
Nothing physical happened there?
No, she didn't.
What time did you leave there?
We left at about... probably about 8-ish or so, or I was trying to think because I made a comment to her about, it's about dinner time, why don't we stop and get dinner? She says, no, I'm not stopping. We'll stop, on the way or in Tallahassee and get something quick in Tallahassee or on the road or in Tallahassee. And
so y'all left, came back here?
Yes,
and then came back to Tallahassee?
Right, and then on the way, I told her it was getting about, I remember the time frame sort of because it was getting about, 9-ish something Central Time and coming over to Eastern. I told her by the time we get to Tallahassee, things will start closing up, so we won't be able to eat. And she said, well, okay, we'll stop here then or something, get something. So we stopped at Arby's in Mariana, I guess it was. And
So where'd you go when you got back to Tallahassee?
sorry, I miss her so much. We went back to the Super Lube place, and they got her truck, and then she made a comment like, "Don't think you're gonna be coming home." And I said, "Sam, I gotta get up and get off this leg," because Bonnie, she didn't, you know. She didn't understand that it was, you know, it's that bad it's hurting, or that, you know.
So y'all get an argument at Super Lube?
A little bit, but it was more like just her, just, you know, kind of getting.
She did not want you to stay at the house that night?
No, she just said, you know, that and she actually wanted, you know, to transfer the babies out and all that. I said, well, Sam, why don't you just go there and I'll switch things out and we'll talk about it and try to. And she's still upset about, you know, that she wanted her, you know, effing things and earlier in the day, that's another thing, she called one of my friends because he was trying to call me. And when she saw, you remember Kendall, and whenever his name comes up, because he was there as a witness to the domestic violence when she got arrested, and she went off on him on the phone, and then he, you know, hung up. But when he called, she didn't know that, or when he called, she didn't. I'm trying to think. Sorry, but when he called, he didn't know that she was at the phone with me.
Okay.
She said, answer it. You know, I said, no, I don't want to, because I knew what she was going to do, start some altercation thing. I'll show you with the leg. I mean, I got a stab infection on his leg.
Yeah.
So
put it back down for me.
You know, it just helps to keep it elevated.
Yeah. So did you follow her back home?
Yeah. I followed her to Golden Eagle and that. And then, you know, she sat there for a while, and then
She sat where?
out on the road like a little while, and then I didn't even notice I was following her. I was kind of tired, and then she went kind of around the block, and then sat at the front of the yard again, then went around and, you know, come back in, and then parked in the driveway. And then I come down the driveway and park. And then she sat there, and then she
Before y'all got there, did y'all stop at the gate?
yeah.
Okay, what happened there at the gate?
She was trying to find her clicker, and she'd taken my clicker, the little thing you go through the gate with, or I don't know if, I shouldn't say she took it, I just couldn't find it in my, in the Suburban. So I got out to punch in the code, because my phone, you can page it into the phone. About the time I got up there, she found her clicker or something, clicked it, and then went on through. So then I went.
Were you guys arguing then?
Not really. She was just, like I say, she kind of got upset that she still wanted her stuff. She wanted her effing, you know, things back, the way she was kind of phrasing it. I said, Sam, maybe they're in the stuff, because we hadn't checked the things at the tow place yet. And I haven't got the stuff out of the tow yet. I talked to the guy and paid him. And he said that I could keep them there as long as I need to until we got, things kind of resolved or where I could move them to. And then his rollback thing was broke down the day I went out there. It was raining and everything when I got back into town a couple weeks ago. And he said that, for $100, he told him to meet him to Thomasville or wherever I needed them to go. And then if any of them I could drive or that we could just drive by there. He wouldn't charge me storage after that.
All right, well, tell me more about having the gate, because obviously you know that they have cameras there.
Right,
and
right.
And you know that we've already looked at the cameras. And the cameras, it appears that you guys were in some kind of argument.
Well, it wasn't really an argument. I just asked her, Sam, I can't remember what I said to her, but so I got my sort of
Did
follow.
she ever get out of her car?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Did you open the door to her car?
I don't think so. I don't remember. My dad was let me ask her if she had my clicker or something. I can't remember. Also, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't remember. But I do remember I got out, went up to, punch the number in the keypad thing because I was behind her. And then I got back in my car and then, followed her in. That's all I think I remember.
Well, I can tell you that on the video it shows you opening the door and her slamming it.
But that might have, yeah. Because I think
Does that jog your memory?
maybe a little bit. Is that before I went back?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was asking her if she had my clicker. And she said, I don't have your effing clicker or something like, that, or I can't remember exactly what she said. And I was like, if her personality type, just because she's French and I don't know, just her kind of bipolar personality type, I just have to deal with some of that stuff sometimes, just kind of weather it out and go back in the car and follow her in. And like I said, then she got there and I said, baby, I keep telling her all the time, please forgive me, don't get so upset. I'm sorry, I didn't know what happened to your stuff. But I didn't take it, I didn't, dispose of it. As far as I know, nobody else took it. But I had some people come in, like babysitters, cleaning people during that time, because I had the babies for about 6 weeks while she had supervised visitation and I had the house, trying to work out things that could have maybe taken some of her stuff. I had some of them make comments about her nice stuff in her closet and that.
Okay, well, so what happened when y'all get to the house?
Then she kind of, calmed down a little bit. And then, I can't remember what she said, but then I helped her get the babies in and unload the car. And then, we went in, got the babies kind of changed down, and then I don't know what time this was, probably 10-ish or more later than that, probably. You probably know more of the time frame because the video probably should put us around 11 maybe, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
And then I got them down. She went outside in the living room area, and we started talking. She was going over, some of that stuff, and I said, I kept trying to tell her, saying, I'm sorry, I'm not, but I'll make it up to you tenfold, whatever I have to do to get your stuff back, that she had missing or whatever. And then somebody, she's saying, well, you can't replace that. It was some special purse she had or something or whatever. And I was like, Samira, I don't know, what it was, but I'll, try to make it if it's missing or if somebody took it or I don't know. My leg's hurting pretty bad at this point. I'm kind of distraught with that, but just telling her, I got to help. So she let me sit there and elevate my leg while we talked. She started drinking champagne and opened up another bottle or so.
What kind of champagne was she drinking?
Gosh, there's so many different brands she gets and stuff, but like one was almost like a Corbel or something. She usually doesn't drink cheap champagne, but she had that. And then there was a couple bottles of something else that she had opened. One of those earlier, I think. That's another thing too. I think she had some of that. When we went back to drop Bella off, and that earlier in the day, had something to drink. I don't like her driving, drink, but also sometimes she's drinking, she gets in that kind of anger, violent mode or whatever.
Did you drink anything that night?
No.
How much do you think she had to drink?
I would say close to a couple bottles of champagne.
By herself?
By herself.
That night, after you guys got back?
Right.
At 11 o'clock at night?
Right. And I always kind of would subtly get on her for that, because I tell her, for one, you got to be calm to take care of the babies, or help, if I'm not there, of course, take care of them by herself, but also she's got such a low body weight that it really hits her more. If she drinks 1 or 2 glasses of champagne, she's nice and calm and even passionate and things like that. We have, a good evening. If she drinks 3 or 4, I'm dealing with Jekyll, or,
Okay, so did she obviously had a lot of drink. Did she become violent that night?
Not really too bad. She was, actually we made love in the living room, on the chair in the living room.
When you say made love, you had sex?
Mm-hmm. And it was, I don't like to get in that personal, but I miss her. It was what it's one of the better times we had in a while for that, but and then she just said that she was really tired, exhausted, and if I would give her a break. And I said, what do you mean a break? She said, tomorrow I want a break. And I said, I'll be glad to give you a break, baby. I said, what do you want? And she said, just take the babies, you guys go somewhere, and I want to sleep in. And I've done this before. I'd say, especially we've been going to South Beach and South Florida for the last 3-4 weekends. And she likes to go shopping and that, and I just give her a break, and I take care of the babies at the hotel or take them somewhere. And she go do her thing, and I knew she needed a break from the babies because it's a lot of work taking care of a baby and a toddler. And I give her, accolades for that. Especially, it's not my gift, she seems to enjoy that. And, it's more her gift, I guess you'd say, as a mother.
What time do you think you guys went to bed?
It was probably close to 1 or 2 in that range.
And where did you sleep at?
In the master bedroom. And we talked about, and then she said she was going to have Jay come over, which is Gerald, this friend she has. And that was kind of strange to me because usually you're kind of in this kind of anger, kind of I don't know what you call it, kind of a anger upset or accusation type mode. And after that, it was almost kind of like this depressed mode because of some information she got from a girl earlier in the week that I dated during the divorce process. And but I, assured her when she made kind of comment earlier about that or something before we made love that I was there fighting for her, and I didn't want this other girl, or I didn't choose her. And she has to understand that. And I can't keep bringing up the past or throwing it in my face.
Y'all talked about this before you went to bed?
Yeah, but then she woke me up during this, about 2 to whatever, I can't remember what time it was, but it said also that one of the girls that I really didn't date her. It was like just a crazy.
What time did y'all wake up?
That was, I guess, about when she said that. She was on her phone, or my phone, and said this girl had been arrested 25 times or something.
What time was that?
Probably 4-ish or something.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'd been drinking some more, I could tell, and kind of slurring her words and stuff. I said, Samira, can you please just let that go? And then, she'd get on this motherfucker or something, and say some 4 other words and stuff. And I was half asleep, my leg was hurting. And she said she'd been arrested, 25 times or something. And she kept asking me what, some abbreviation that you guys use for driving without proper, I don't know what it is, driving without, it's not a DWI, it's driving without something, license or something.
Okay.
This girl is all like little misdemeanor things. And but I was telling her, saying I can't control what other people have done. I didn't do a background check on her when I met her or whatever. I just tried to, kind of really tolerate this girl I met, but it didn't work out.
So was she getting violent?
No. She was a little upset, but it was more like, she got into this, which kind of is not her norm. It was like she's almost like depressing, but she'd been drinking a lot that week, more than normal. We had to talk about it, and then she'd get on me saying, "Oh, you're going to try to use that in court that I'm an alcoholic, like Tracy or something." That's my ex-wife. And I was like, Samira, it's not, what I'm saying is that it's just not being responsible. It's not being, good for the children.
Did y'all go back to sleep after that, or did you stay up?
Went to sleep, and then she talked about, well, just give me a break then, because I'm tired of this, having to deal with these babies. And she'd always bring that up to me, I have to be here all day long while you're out, effing around doing it. I said, Samira, I go to work, I see patients, someone might stroll in late or something, and she's always accusing me if I'm 5 minutes later from when I call her, getting home, that I'm cheating on her, that I'm done something wrong or whatever. Or if I stop at the post office and get delayed, or something, whatever it is, or I have a late patient come in, they hold me up, and I just got done talking to her. So this was kind of like that same kind of like kind of allegation, but we went off on this girl or whatever. But then she said she wanted to break, and when I get home, she'll tell me, wait, it's kind of her way of venting, I think, but yet. I've been trying to get her help, trying to get to counseling. She went with me one time, and I tell her all the postpones that we've had with this injunction thing and all the crap that's happened with that. I told her, these people are not your friends. They're just about making money. That's why they keep doing, all this. I went through it before. And I go self-represented now. For one, in this case, I'm the victim. But also, I told her, it's just about drumming up money, and I have to pay all her legal fees.
What case are you the victim?
In this case.
That we're talking about?
Right. No, I mean in the injunction thing, where she got the domestic violence charge and that. And the case where she ran my truck and all that, and it all got old.
Well, tell me how you're the victim in this case.
Well, I don't say this is the case. I just found out today what's going on. And it just really upset me.
Well, what happened this morning?
Okay.
Before you left?
Well, she wanted me to, like say, that was our agreement, so I got up with the babies. I told her I have to get down to Panama, because that's another argument we had a little bit last night. I said, why don't we just stay in Panama City, because I have to take care of this boat thing, where I have a boat at a marina, and they've given me till the end of the month either, get the thing fixed or have it moved. I was going to put a lien on the thing, and I paid them their fees for storage and that. But they don't know what's going on with the boat. It's got a check engine light or something, an alarm going off or something. And I told her, I need to go down and get that boat moved, and I'll move it back to Thomasville, or maybe we'll take it to South. She likes going to South Florida so much. I said, we might take it to South Florida, and we can use it down there. And I'll get a mechanic to look at it, but they might know a little bit more about what's going on with the boat than here in Panama City. And we talked about that. And she said, well, and I told her I got this rental Suburban, so I can tow it with that and get it down, because it's got the better weight and stuff raised than what I have anything to pull right now with it. I have licensed or insured, besides her Hummer, but the check engine light's on it, and the valve thing or whatever was messing up. So she agreed and said that'd be the best thing, but she just wanted a break. If I could give her a break from the babies and that. And I said, that's no problem. I always try to accommodate her, because I'm trying to work things out with the marriage and that. And then I got up, got the baby situated, got the dog kind of taken care of, and got food out for him, because she said we would meet up later. That's what we agreed to at the time, that Jay was coming. She talked to him earlier in the day. I heard her on the phone. And but she kind of talks to him sometimes to make me jealous. Like, she's not necessarily having an affair, but she misses him and she wants to have him come over. And I know he does all of her little, like, odd-end jobs around the house that I didn't do for the last 3-4 years or whatever. I mean, I get along with Gerald too. He's not like an enemy of mine, but he used to change the locks on the doors when she'd get upset at me during the last, say, year or two. And I tell him, Gerald, you don't have the right to change the locks, because I talked to the police about it. And they said, actually, he's the one kind of committing a crime in that sense. You remember the deal? I think I talked with you about it.
Right.
That you can't really change the locks on the door without a judge's order, or me doing something wrong that allows him to do that. And so I got on him one time for that and told him to. So that's the only out we have with him. But she knows he sides with her over me. Put it that way. And she pays him and stuff. And I paid him for it too. But I mean, it's not like. But he's kind of more partial to her.
So what happened this morning?
And he's more. Well, that's what I'm getting back to. Is I just got the babies together, got them loaded up, got the car seats moved from her car to the Suburban. I still had a bunch of stuff I need to unload out of the Suburban from Miami from the weekend before too. I told her, and she wouldn't let me do that last night here, because I want to unload some of my personal belongings. The guy come and live in my car for 6 months. I don't know how long this has been going on, since I guess around August or so, if you remember. And that's where I, stop once in a while and do laundry and stuff like that. It's Panama City here. And then spend a few days or weekend to get things kind of caught up, and then get my mail and stuff gone through and that. And
Mr. Frasch, tell us what happened this morning.
okay, back to that. Got the, car seats and the babies together. I kind of just kept them in their little nightgowns. I didn't want to bother her and wake her up. Before I got them going, I got all the stuff kind of arranged for the dog. Got dog food set out. Went out and changed the skimmer thing of the leaves and stuff in it. There was the level of the pool had gotten down a little low. And I always have to watch that, especially if we're gone for the weekend, because if I don't keep the water dripping, it wants to get low, and then the pump starts seizing or kind of struggling and kicking on air. So Gerald or somebody had the hose all kind of straight out there, because he, I guess, washes off the deck and cleans it with bleach stuff where the dogs pooped, or if there's any stains where he's peed or pooped. He's supposed to use the little pads inside in the bathroom, or we call it the pool room, where there's a shower and a bathroom, and that's where, when it's cold out, we let him go in, or I mean her, to get out of the cold. But then sometimes we keep her in there completely if it's real cold out. We don't even leave the door open, but it will leave it cracked a little bit to let her go in and out if it's temperature moderate.
Let me ask you, did you guys have an altercation this morning before you even woke the kids up?
No.
For all that?
No.
Where did you get injuries from?
What injuries?
Yeah, the scratch on your eye.
The baby did that earlier today when we were playing around, and that's all. From that.
What about your hands?
Everything on my hands. Got a few little scratches. I guess kind of darkness there, but I always have a little darkness on these fingers. And always, messing around with stuff.
What was she wearing last night when she went to bed?
Nothing. I mean, she would usually sleep, naked, or if one of the babies in with the room, I always try to put on my underwear, pajamas, or something myself. But she usually is nude, and she might, wear like a one of her what's called bathrobes, or a night, like a sheer little night robe thing or something, if she's getting up to go do something in the house. But sometimes she just walks around naked.
Okay. How is she around pools?
She's got a phobia of water.
So you'd probably say, does she even go near the pool?
Yeah, I mean, she'll go, and it bothers me because I've tried it many times to teach her how to swim, and she doesn't want to even try to learn.
Right.
It upsets me because I told her, even if she doesn't want to learn so much, I want to teach. I used to be a lifeguard. I said, with a pool and having little ones, even if something happened with them where they get in the water or something, or one of the pets, she might be able to save them.
Honestly, they never did teach her that. Didn't make her. We kept talking about when the babies.
She wouldn't let me teach the babies with my daughter, because my daughter is certified, and that's part of my oldest daughter. Teach her how to swim. And then she had the babies to swim. She talked at one time that maybe when the babies were, if we hired somebody to come to the house and teach the babies to swim, that she would maybe go with them. But when she got pregnant, then it never did get followed up on.
Mr. Frasch, obviously, we've been to the house,
Right.
and I'm sure you know what we do when we go to these houses is we look at this, we treat it as a scene, we look at the scene, we collect evidence, we do certain things, and as you know, a scene doesn't lie. The way things are laying, the way things are disorganized or whatnot,
Right.
that's the way it is.
Right.
And just some things that you're saying is not really adding up. to what the scene is showing.
Well, I don't know why. I don't know. I wasn't there to
Adam,
Yes, sir.
look up.
Yes, sir.
All right, we sat here for I don't know how long now.
Yes, sir.
We let you rattle on and on and on. We need to go ahead and be about the business and talk.
I'm telling
Understand,
you what I.
let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. I sat here quietly and we let you just talk and rattle on and on. Detective Earl would ask you a specific question and you talk all the way around it. Just jibber jabber.
But what I mean, I'm telling you what happened this morning, and that's all I could do. Found out what had happened. It's like,
Understand this.
okay,
We know the history.
right, I understand.
We know how things have taken place between the two of you.
Right,
Okay? You're not the only one we've talked to.
okay,
Okay? We've talked to several other people.
okay,
What we're trying to do right now is find out the reasons why things turned out the way they did. Okay? You can shed some light on that.
and that's what I'm trying to do. Is, explain what that's all I know. This morning.
No, you know a whole lot more than what you're telling
I do not, sir. I'm being honest. Now,
Let me tell you something. I've been doing this for 20 years,
right,
okay? I've interviewed I don't know how many people.
right,
This is not new, okay?
understand.
You done sat up here and broke down in your own way of crying I don't know how many times, and not one tear has dropped out of your eye yet.
Well, I've already teared out for 6 hours here, sir. I mean, if you know how much I love this woman, you would. It's just.
There's no doubt you will not hear me dispute that. There's no doubt.
It's
I
just-
have no doubt that you didn't love her. But you know as well as I do that love brings about some crazy impulsive reactions sometimes, and love will make a person do some crazy things. Look, man, I understand. It happens. People make mistakes. People act irrationally. I can accept that. The truth can be accepted.
But I never have. I've told Officer Revel this before. I've been through this abusive thing 1,000 times with her, you know. Oh, and that's what I was kind of saying last night. She wasn't really in that kind of a mode. She was more in kind of a depressed kind of hurt mode or something. It wasn't her usual, I guess, antics or, you know, her, you know, and I did make a comment to her last night too. It was earlier that if she's going to take Bella to the groomer, to be careful not to take her carrier out there, because when she knows the carrier's coming for the vet or the groomer, she goes, you know, crazy, have a hard time catching her. And,
Did y'all not have a recent court date about 3 months ago about the child custody?
no, I mean, we've,
That's a yes or no question.
yes, sir.
And what happened at that? What did the judge order?
Well, I mean, she ordered her, I don't know if you knew the situation went on
I don't need to know the situation. I'm asking what
And
did
then-
the judge order?
She ordered her the custody of the children and the
Mhm.
use of the house.
And after that was ordered, how many times have you taken the children?
Probably 4 or 5 times. I mean, when we were in.
She's allowed you to take the children 4 or 5 times.
I'd say during that time. At least that, yeah. Now, I mean, I've been, around, and she'd always kind of use that, like, she wouldn't even want to sometimes even be seen out together in Tallahassee because it was like it would work against her or something. I told her, they're not going to have you in breach of the injunction because I had the injunction still in place. That's when really where her and her lawyers didn't show up last month for that, and I had my witnesses there again to prove the situation with the babies and that it was falsified. Excuse me. And and that's when we had a talk because it said they're just going to keep postponing this stuff, running it out, and run up a bunch of legal fees. She got awarded legal fees again, and that was what was weird. That hearing, Judge Hobbs, she one time when I was out of town had an emergency hearing within 2 days. This was scheduled for a month earlier for this injunction hearing, and also considered for the custody of the children. And that wasn't that long ago. And she gave her lawyer a courtesy call. Her lawyer's secretary, which is his wife, shows up, and they said they didn't know anything about the hearing. I'd even talked to Samira in between this time, and she knew about the hearing. And I told her that I was going to try to drop the injunction if she was able to. Let's working on things and going to counseling. She she didn't want to. And then the court date, like I said, come, and then Judge Hobbs, I told her I had my witnesses there again to prove that we did not abuse those babies or not change. It was her that was doing that stuff and taking pictures of it and trying to make us look like it. And they put these other people almost like they've done something wrong too. The babysitters and the people I had entrusted, in caregiving of the children.
When you got up this morning and you left with the baby, what time was it that you left?
It was approximately 8 or so.
And where was Sam?
She was in bed.
Was she awake? Was she sleeping?
No, she was kind of, and I knew what she said, like she said the night before, because she had so much to drink, she just, wanted to sleep in that morning. And then she said, and Jay's coming over. And I remember her talking to Jay about, she wanted to come over, she has, and I kind of know what that connotation was, why she didn't want.
Was she awake? Was she asleep?
She was asleep then.
She was asleep.
Yeah, and kind of turned over and said, okay, got her, said, okay.
And she didn't want to kiss the babies goodbye or nothing?
No. I mean, she was just kind of her pretty well out of it. And
knowing that she was about to take them off
I
out of
wouldn't-
town or whatever.
No, but I wouldn't take them off. But we talked about, that she may come to the beach or we meet back and then head to South Beach.
How long had you said you had been there for? How long? Staying there?
Off and on, probably for the last, I'm trying to think how long we've been seeing each other regularly, and I'm spending the night probably a good month or so.
And
Or
y'all
more
were
longer
doing
than that,
that
off and on.
in the hopes of trying to work things out?
Yes, sir. I mean, and we,
And how
sure.
is that going?
It was actually going pretty good. I was telling friends, I called today, several friends. I tried calling her several times. And it's kind of rare.
You tried calling who several times?
Sam,
When?
today. And I started about, about 11-ish or so, because I wanted to call her and see if she got it, up. And if Jay was there. And I wanted to talk to her too, because usually when she'd have Jay come over, like this in the last, I'd say, month that we've been working things out, she really didn't want me around. And that kind of bothers me a little bit because of the past he's done with the blocks and stuff, but also he's kind of her confidant with talking about things, and then sometimes she gets stirred up when I come back then about issues in the past.
So you've been there off and on for the past month, and and things have been going pretty good and everything. Why is she so depressed or acting so sad or whatever the night?
Because she got some information this last week that really hurt her. And that this girl's been extorting her out of money and giving her information of our relationship that we had.
The information she got had to do with your relationship?
With this girl, yeah. And she told me what she'd been doing and paid her a bunch of money for it. And it was, even some pretty bad stuff, which I didn't have any idea somebody would do things like this, or do extortion type thing, or do.
So there was no type of altercation or anything like that over this information that she had just found
Not
out?
this morning. It had earlier in the week, and it wasn't her usual. But that's what I was telling some friends about it, and even my staff.
When did she find out?
That was like Tuesday or so, early in the week.
So how was she acting?
Because I slept at the office a couple times this week because she would get on the, I call it the crazy train.
How was she acting when she first found out?
It was a different anger, it was more of a hurt. And she said it, and she was going to, of course, use it in court against me or whatever and all this. And I was like, Samira, for one, I didn't give this person permission to do this stuff.
Did she become aggressive towards you? Physically or something?
Not like usual, because usually, it's like stuff gets thrown, she hits me with stuff, scratches, whatever, pulls my hair, does crazy, violent type behavior. But this was more like verbal,
Trying to make you feel guilty?
guilty, but also that she was hurt. It was the first time I can remember.
So why did you feel a need to stay at the office for a couple of nights or so?
Just because I didn't want to have episodes, plus I don't want the police being called. I don't want.
What was that first part? Because you,
I don't know what I said.
I don't either, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah,
You didn't finish your statement.
I didn't want any, like say violent episodes. I didn't want any.
But you're saying
And then
it was
also-
different this time. She had
Yeah,
she had a sadness about her, and all
Right.
she was doing was
And-
talking.
Well, then she started drinking a lot more, and I don't like that.
When did she start drinking?
What?
When did she start drinking?
She's always drank a little bit, but
Well, when did she start drinking more?
I'd say this last week, quite a bit more. We always keep kind of or she keeps her, I'd say stockpile of her champagne,
Okay, but I asked you, how did she react? How did she respond? You just told me that it was a different type of angry. I asked you, was it aggressive, physical? You said no. She was just doing more talking.
Right,
And-
more of the
and
verbal
I
abusive and
asked, was it like making you feel guilty? You said yes. So my question again is, if if she's doing this more reserved, resolved talking and more softer type anger, why would you feel a need to stay at the office? And it couldn't be because you were scared of violence, as you just said, because you just contradicted that and said there was none.
Well, I mean, I didn't want it to escalate to that. And also, we'd had things going a lot smoother. And it seemed like when this girl was doing this, I call it extortion thing, or this sending her pictures of us, sending her pictures of things that she claims that I bought her, or excuse me, or had done, some of those like things that she was, claiming that I'd done with this girl. It was like it almost drew her closer to me, or that she felt.
Drew who closer to you?
Samira. I want to say after she get through the verbal, I guess, accusations or the hurtful things she would say, we would be closer that night, like say intimately, or
Hence you all having sex last night.
exactly. It's like if I can, I've always even told, I don't know if I told Officer Rebel this back then, but it's like sometimes if I could weather those storms, the makeup sex or whatever was even better, or it's kind of psychotic a little bit on my part, but it's I knew, because people always say, Doc, how do you put up with that, or how do you put up with her, because they witnessed her verbal abuse and her physical abuse, and can't, see how I stay with her, because they've never witnessed something like that.
So what are you thinking happened today?
Well,
That things turned out the way they did.
I don't say it turned out the way it did. I'm just worried that because I left that, I took this morning, I got Bella's, food and stuff situated, and I figured she probably was going to have Jay come and clean up the poop and stuff on the deck of the pool. And I guess, things around there, so I didn't even need to, it's my routine in the morning when I am there and the weather's decent.
You're not answering my question. What do you think happened?
I don't know. I'm worried that she may have tripped on the water hose that was out there, or the poop or something, or trying to chase Bella around the pool, and fell in, or fell in.
Has she ever been known to chase Bella around the pool?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had to do it, because if you bring the dog carrier out, she's like knows that it's to go to the vet or to the
So
room.
you're gonna tell me this young lady has a phobia of the water, and phobia is a pretty strong word, meaning she's pretty much terrified of the water, and she's gonna go out there and get that close to it.
Yeah, that's what, kind of surprised me around the pool. But she also knows, like, she's been in the pool before, but it's like those shallow end, you can stand up in and that. But she doesn't like to, get even close to where it goes pretty steep from shallow to deep. And I try to get her out there a little bit. I wish we had kind of a transition area more where I could get her to put her head in the water and kind of, paddle around and stuff. But whenever she gets out where her feet don't touch, she gets awfully, upset and gets real, I don't know what you call it. And it's something that happened to her when she was a young child or something, some boating accident or something with her siblings, that she just doesn't want to get in, in the water where it's, it all could be dangerous, or be, where she has a risk of drowning. So that's how I say there. She goes around the pool all the time. I mean, walks. And we're out there quite a bit, during with the babies and during the summer, but we talked about getting them.
Sorry. Thought about this situation, I don't know.
Frosh, I'm going to be honest with you. I know in the past that we've talked, I've always been honest with you,
Right.
and I've never lied to you, and I've never danced around anything that we talked about, okay?
Right.
That's not what happened. Me and you both know she wasn't chasing a dog around a pool, tripped
Well, I
and fell in.
don't know. I don't know what happened, Officer Rutherford.
Dr. Frasch, we know you've been through a lot,
I know.
okay? You have been through a lot. Even the best person in the world has a limit, okay? I don't care how nice you are. I don't care what great of a guy you are, how much money you have. I don't care about any of that. The best person in the world has a limit, okay? And when they reach that limit, they do things that they wouldn't ordinarily do or couldn't even think of doing. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand that.
And I think you reached that limit.
No. It's not true.
Understand that when we come and talk to you, and I'm sure you already know this, we're not going to tell you everything we know.
I understand. That's why
The
I
best-
didn't ask
the
him
best-
if I could see the body or see what may have happened, or if there's foul play, or if Gerald did something, or if they got in an altercation, or I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know.
You saw the body. Why are you asking to see the body?
I never saw the body. I wanted to see the body and see what may have happened to her, what's going on. You know, I know her body like the back of my hand, so it would, may be helpful to find out what had happened or who may have done something or whatever. And
How
if
did you
it,
say you got that scratch under your eye?
what's that?
How did you say you got the scratch?
The baby was playing around, and she always kind of grabs at my eye and face and stuff and scratches.
Which one?
The little one,
The 10-month-old.
right?
So you trying to make me believe that a 10-month-old has nails enough to make that type of scratch on your face?
Yeah. So, and I mean, that happened, I don't even know when that, it was either this morning or last night when I was playing. I play with them and they get up on me and I let them sit on my chest and we play. And then sometimes she'll grab and scratch, you know, and we have to trim her nails and when they get like that because they can scratch. And I admit, if Samira did, I mean, it's her really MO a lot of times to poke me in the eye or scratch, but she didn't do that. I would admit to it if it did. I need my wrist and hand. I think it's from when I was in the, when they first cuffed me. They're pretty aggressive and stuff when they come to the Panama City house today. And when they put me in the original car, it was all hard, and then I had to sit on my hands. And that's when this stuff kind of happened.
Dr. Frasch, what you're telling us about this morning, that's not what happened.
Well, I don't know what happened. I said wasn't there with it when her situation was going on or whatever. What happened, I don't know. And when my friend called me Kendall and told me that's how I kind of knew before even the police got there. So I mean, he wanted me to come back to Tallahassee because he said, you know, that Jay had called Juan and JB called him and said that Samira's body was floating in the pool at home. And then I was like, oh my God, you know, and it just went ballistic on the phone and broke down. He said, do you need me to come to, you know, Panama City and get you? Or are you thinking? And I said, I don't know. Or, you know, try to get the babies together and see what, you know, what I can do. So,
What kind of person do you think you are?
a good person. I mean, try to do the best I can and help out people. And
Does a good person take responsibility for his
yes,
actions?
sir. Yes, sir.
Do you think a good person would be able to live with themselves if they were to do something like this?
No. Not at all.
you think a good person would feel guilty the rest of their life for doing something
I
like
would
this?
assume so, yes. They have conscience. They do.
Well, then tell us really what happened this morning.
I'm telling you what happened this morning. And, I don't know.
Dr. Frasch, you just need to get it out there.
I don't.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it on the table. Let's quit beating around the bush. Let's quit
Well, and
making
if you're
things
accusing
up.
me that I did something, do I need to have a lawyer present? Do I need to?
All I'm asking you is to tell us what really happened.
And I can't. I mean, that's what I know happened. So that's where I'm at. I can't just make up anything else. I can't. I try to give an accurate timeline of things. I kept calling her this morning. I know she was been upset. She'd been drinking. I kept calling to say,
Yeah, the reason you were calling because you knew she wasn't going to answer.
no, I didn't know she wasn't going to answer. I didn't know. I get upset at her sometimes because she doesn't turn her phone on, and her little connector thing for her phone doesn't always charge her phone. And I'll have to tell her, so when you get this thing message, please turn on your phone, or get your, make sure you keep it charged. And then sometimes purposely, I'll call her. I mean, you can look at the call histories and stuff, but I'll call her 6, 7 times before she picks up. But I also know she's busy with the babies. She may be in another room. She may not have it, on her in person in the house. So I just have to keep calling till she picks up. And then her usual answer, I mean, since we've been going through these problems, is what you want, or something, where she used to be, more amicable when she answers. And I always try to, be very pleasant, because sometimes if I wasn't, she gets upset with that. So I've learned over the years to not, talk anything kind of straightforward like she does to me back, because it just causes a big phone war type thing. So
The only thing you can think of that happened, how this happened, it was her running around the pool, trip, and falls in the pool. That's what
that, or she had been drinking and I don't know, going out, to the pool area, to the lake area or something this morning with her coffee. She'll drink tea or coffee in the morning to try to kind of sober up. Sometimes we go out together and walk in an outside area. To let Bella out for she can run a little bit and play, and then come back in. But maybe she just wasn't. She was, she'd been sleep deprived a little bit. I know because of the way the week's been going and this infection thing. She had that on her buttock area. And that's another thing I told her with the antibiotics we were taking. They're real strong antibiotics. That she drinking alcohol like that's not good because it depletes the antibiotics and they don't work. And I was concerned about that because I didn't want her having this flare back up on her, because I know how bad these MRSA infections are, because I've had one on my leg before and one on my arm and now this one.
So let me ask you this. Once we get done collecting our evidence, once we get done collecting statements from other people, once we get done at your house, at the scene, processing the scene,
Yes, sir.
and if it indicates that you're not telling the truth today, and that there's something more that happened, and that you're not telling us about it, what are you going to say about that?
I don't know. There's an error in the investigation, or that maybe my memory didn't, add up to exact times or whatever. But that's all I know.
Understand how this works. This is not TV.
I understand.
Right?
I understand.
This is not the first 48
I understand.
or NCIS or any of those shows. This time right here, this first initial interview with us is as Detective Rose said, when you get it out on the table. Because, as I told you earlier, we're not going to tell you everything that we know. We're not going to tell you everything that we've collected.
I understand.
But I can tell you that we do know a lot more than what we said, and I'll also tell you that we have collected quite a few things.
I understand.
And when all of that comes out, it's not going to be no, well, I wanted to, but I was just scared or any of that. I'm telling you, dude, this is the time right now to lay it out.
That's
Whether it's, like you yourself said, you consider yourself a good person. Okay, I don't know you. I don't know you at all. So who am I to judge? It's not my place to do that. But all I can do is, just like Detective Rose did with you on the last case he worked with you on, just be straight up with you and let you know that if any good can come out of this, it's only going to come with the truth.
right, and that's what I'm trying to give you guys is the truth. I mean, I'm giving you the truth. I'm not trying. I'm giving you the truth. So, and and that's what I got to thinking as I've been in here this whole time is now they're going to probably assume guilt on me. I'm the prime suspect. I'm sure I'm the husband. I've been there. We've had, marital disputes and her domestic violence and stuff.
So what do you think it looks like?
I understand. I understand solely. That's why I said I know they're going to come after me, and maybe I should get a lawyer, but I've been trying to cooperate for, we can get on to this and see what happened. I want to know. And I want to know if this Gerald may have had something to do with it. I would hope not, but I don't know. I don't know the relationship for the last 6 months. I don't know. Maybe she had somebody else coming over. That's why she wanted me out of there. I don't know that it could be these people that have been extorting her for money this week. I've been thinking about all these things and breaking down and crying for 6 hours here. And that's the one I'm concerned about. I told Samira too, if they're asking you for $3,000 and $4,000 for information about a relationship I had, you don't want to trust these people. And I made sure I asked her, you didn't have them come by the house, did you? Or anything. Because if they know she's coming with that kind of cash from the house, that there might be more inside or there might be valuable things inside. And with cars parked out there like that, that draws attention. And she would blow off on me like, with her usual denial thing. And I was like, Samira, you don't want to mess with these people. I've been around bad people. And if they're extorting money and stuff for, whatever it is, they'll turn on you in a minute. Or if they threaten you, if you don't pay this, I'll do this or whatever. So I want to know when we get to the bottom of this, what has happened.
Well, earlier when I was talking to you, you made the statement that you are the victim in this case.
Not this case.
That's what you said. You said that you were
I
the
said
victim.
in the case.
Now, you said you were a victim in this case, okay?
I
In order to
didn't.
be a victim in this case, something had to happen.
No, sir. I did not say a victim in this case. I'm talking about the case that's involved with Samira and I in this full injunction, dissolution process. And all my friends, anybody that's been around our situation will vouch for that.
Okay.
But that it got turned, that I ended up losing the children, the house and everything, because instead of becoming the victim, I become the, I guess they turned on me like I wasn't a good parent, or I wasn't a good father, or I wasn't a good husband. And that's not at all true. Now, I've done some behavior since the divorce that is not using my character. And some of it I did is almost retaliation or rebellion or something against maybe Samira a little bit because of the stuff she would say and accuse me of. After a while, you get beat down so much and get accused of things, you might as well do it. Or might as well show her. And that's not right. like my dad taught me, and growing up, that 2 wrongs don't make a right. That's why I didn't dispose of her personal belongings. I didn't do it. And when she's accused me of that, it really hurts me, because she did of mine. You know that. I mean, you know the history of the situation, what I've told you about. But I didn't retaliate against that. I didn't, I realize it's material things and they can be replaced, but I'm not holding, a grudge against that or want revenge on that or anything. And hopefully by working things out, we can replace some of those things or get it, amicably back. So that's when I say, kind of the victim. But she's done all this stuff to me, and I don't have anybody on my side. I keep trying to get her help. I try to get the system to help me, the police, the judges, the psychological system. Lately here, when she went off a few times, I talked to my friends and my staff about having her Baker acted, and maybe we could get something done there. But I told them if she only gets held for 72 hours, when she comes out, it's going to be hell on me.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. After talking to you today, I'm just going to be honest with you. I believe you're being somewhat truthful, but I don't believe you're being 100% truthful. Okay. All right. I don't believe you got scratched by your baby in your eye. I don't believe that happened. Okay. I don't believe the sequence of events, what happened this morning that you described to us. And I just think that, like you said, this may be the only opportunity you get to speak with us, and right now is the time to let's get it all out. There may not be another time.
Well,
okay.
So I don't know what.
And it's up to you. And if you're truly a good person, then you're going to be completely honest, and you're going to be
honest with you.
And you're going to.
And that's why when you said that, I said I was the victim. I'm not the victim here, and I'm, I hope to God there is no victim here, but I hope to God, I wish I could bring her back, or that this was just, when Kendall was saying that was, when the police here didn't have any idea what they said it was about a custody issue, and I was thinking, well, I hope that was just somebody's just sick idea of a joke, when he told me about when he heard that she was floating in the pool. And then I got to thinking about it might be her. I mean, she's done some weird, antics and stuff before. And I thought maybe this is, she was trying to set me up with this custody thing, that I take the babies to Panama City. She called the police, and then I get in trouble for having the babies. Once this all happened, I didn't even know, I could really get in trouble for that. I didn't understand I've never been through this custody thing or whatever to know that was a possibility of that too. So I was like, I hope this isn't something that she's doing or Gerald's doing, or they're trying to set me up with evidence that I took the babies or something.
You keep bringing up this Gerald. How long has Gerald been around?
4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Gerald's been around for 4 years, and she stuck with you through all these 4 years, including all of your indiscretions and actions and everything.
But I'm
so
talking
why
about.
Do you keep bringing? I don't understand.
But I understand Gerald in the sense that he's no longer kind of my confidant, that it's hers. Or decided kind of in a relationship when you have difficulties, usually friends, and that will pick one side or the other, or they may have been, your friend to begin with, type thing. With him, I used to think kind of neutral, and we tried to tell her, Sam, calm down. It's inappropriate to do. He witnessed her being abusive or violent toward me, and he would kind of separate, her from me sometimes and tell her that it's inappropriate. Sam, calm down. You don't need to be doing that to Doc or whatever. But then the last year or so, he's changed from that. And I kind of got almost a little concerned. The previous guy we had named Juan, he even stayed the night with her sometimes in the guest bedroom and stuff. Or, who knows, but that made me a little concerned, because it's like, it's not appropriate for another man to be in your house.
How long you been married?
4 years.
4 years?
Mm-hmm. And I'd have problems with that, just because she previous relationship I had before we were married, where the woman I was dating got pregnant, and that's been thrown up in my face for the last 4 years or more. I don't know. I guess some of it's on my part, feeling guilty that happened, and I take a lot of, I just say,
What time did you get the phone call, you said, from Kendall?
I've been talking to him off and on today, just, and kind of, apologizing to him for what happened yesterday, because I told him it wasn't.
What time did you get the phone call informing you that she was found in a pool?
It was around 3-something. I remember looking at the phone. And then I tried calling her again and getting a little concerned.
And what time was it that Bay County put the handcuffs on you?
Was it shortly after that?
How much longer?
I told him I was going to start getting the babies together and come that way, and he asked if he needed me to come to Panama City and drive us, or to Tallahassee and that. I'd see how I was holding up, because I broke down right after he told me, and I think he called back too, and kind of said that it may not be true, because he called a friend of his on the police force, or called the police or something, and they didn't give much response.
How much longer after you spoke to him?
So I was hoping it wasn't true then, and I kind of...
How much longer after you spoke to him was it that Bay County was contacting you and putting handcuffs on you?
maybe 15, 30 minutes in that time frame.
In 30 minutes time, you hear that your wife, the mother of your children,
Right.
is dead.
I didn't know that you did. He said that he heard.
Was found in a pool,
Right.
at the bottom of a pool,
Right.
and
I was going to start at that time. And once he called me, he hadn't called me back yet to verify things. And I called and left a message on her phone. Still didn't respond. Her thing went right to voicemail. Then I was going to start calling him on the way. Once I got the babies and I was on the way, I was going to call and see what's going on.
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because I hadn't had a chance to.
This is the person that you committed the rest of your life to. This is
Right,
the person that
understand.
has given you 2 beautiful daughters.
Right.
And upon hearing that this tragic incident may have occurred, you're sitting there waiting on another phone call.
No, I wasn't waiting. I was
That's what
getting
you
the
just
babies
said.
together, and my little
You
one
were
was.
waiting for him.
My
to
little
call
one
you back.
was asking me, "Why are you crying, Daddy? Why are you crying?" And I was like, "Baby."
You just said you were waiting for him to call you back. Okay, you may have been getting them together or whatever.
Right.
But what I don't understand is at 30 minutes time, you could have been 20 minutes down the road.
No, I was getting them dressed. I didn't have them. They were still. I just
We're
changed their.
talking about you getting a message that your
I
wife
understand,
is
and I told.
dead.
I understand, and I didn't
And
know
you
that
gonna
for
take
sure at
your
that time she
time.
was dead. But then at the.
You didn't know for sure, okay, but you're going to take your time? Man,
No, I
I
wasn't
get a
taking
phone call about my daughter.
When I say taking my time, I was rushing. I had to go. If you see the house I have, it has 3 floors. I had a little one upstairs. Ran down to get my phone where I had it charged, and Kendall said, "Doc, keep your phone charged," because he'd heard this. And then I ran back up. I had the baby in diapers, trying to get her dressed, and I'm distraught. I'm like, shaking. I don't know, what's going on here. Breaking down, trying to get her going. I know that the 3-year-old I had her is down there playing with a little guitar thing they had. Going through their clothes out of the suitcase Samira had packed for them. That's another thing. She packed up everything last night, had it there for me. The suitcase, the formula. She had her suitcase out. So we were going to meet up that day. or I mean, I guess it would be today.
So this is what I don't understand.
But that's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Because you keep rambling on and on, so I don't want you.
Well, I'm trying to go back and see if you know what happened. I mean, this is the only close person that is passed on in my life, and this is my grandfather. And this close, the only one I've ever had this close pass on. And it's
My point exactly.
It's really
My
upsetting.
point exactly. If I get a phone call about my family, about my daughter has fallen at school or whatever, and possibly broke her leg, even before I hang up the phone, I'm on the phone, I'm already up walking towards my car or running towards my car.
I understand, and that's what I was doing. But I have babies to take care of. I have to, get them.
But 30 minutes later,
It wasn't.
you're walking out of your house and getting met by police.
No, I was loading up the car with the baby. The baby was in the car, and I'm ready to go that way and call the police, see what's going on. And Kendall hadn't heard from him yet either. He was trying to call a guy he knew on the police force, see what was going on. And that's all I know from that point.
I know people handle situations differently, but I'm just saying it's very.
And I don't know, when I say
peculiar.
15 to 30, it may. That's why I was surprised when they come. They caught me off guard because he just called me with that information. I was upset for a while and trying to, get my. I wanted to stay strong for higher than Skynet, and I'm trying to. And he asked because he saw I broke down the phone if he needed to come get me.
It's very odd and it's very peculiar that someone who just lost a wife.
Well, you may.
Given.
I wasn't being honest with you. I was in a rush state. I was running up and down the stairs trying to get the little one take care and got her dressed, and then brought her down, getting her in the car, and then get the big.
Listening to some of the statements you're telling us, you're talking about wondering if she was stepping out on you, or if she was doing this or doing that, or trying to get back at you about something. Man, you're talking about all of this stuff that you're wondering, and this is your wife that just passed away.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know that she had passed away at that time.
No,
Kendall.
I'm talking about you sitting here talking about Gerald or whatever his name is.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out what had happened during this time that I wasn't with her. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. You guys are telling me now what's has happened, and I'm trying to figure out what may have happened with her. And
yeah, this is about the time where you go ahead and break down. And
I'm just telling you, it's really upsetting to me that, and now you guys are pointing the finger at me.
We haven't pointed a finger.
Yes, you are. You guys are making allegations. This is a different story.
Yeah,
that's not what happened this morning. And I'm telling you exactly what I know. And I'm telling you what I know and the truth. And I'm telling you, when Kendall called me, what happened and the truth. And he knew that he's your friend, your best friend. He knows when you're upset and when something like happens, and he knows that's my wife and I love her and all I've been through. He knows that for sure. And all the stuff that's happened throughout our marriage, because he's been there through most of it. And even, it was upsetting to him to have to, be a witness when Samira went to jail and stuff. But he had to do it. He said, enough's enough, Doc. You got to finally, have something, done here, or else it's going to escalate to the point, that there is no return. And
would it surprise you if I told you that your best friend thinks that you went to that point of no return?
I don't know.
You don't know if it would surprise you?
No, I don't know if I would say it would surprise me, but I know, I don't think he would say that, because he knows all that I put up with and weathered during this time.
Exactly. He knows all that you put up with. And just like Detective Rose said earlier, everybody has a breaking point.
Yeah,
and
but
your
I
best
don't.
friend
But I don't
knows all
break.
that you put up with, and I'm asking you, would it surprise you if he even said you went to that point of no return?
It wouldn't surprise me, but in this situation, I don't believe he would say that. Because I've been talking with him today. I explained what happened yesterday with Samira when she got on the phone with him. I told him about her being in kind of a different. I told her, like I told you guys, it was not her usual. And that's what was worrying me. It's almost like she was hurt and depressed. And I told him, you got to think about it, kind of with you and your wife. If you've been shown explicit sexual, say, tape of your wife with somebody else, wouldn't that bother you? It would be more than just like evidence she could use or that kind of thing, but more hurtful. And I said that's what happened this week with Samira. But I said we've been closer than ever before. But I could tell she's been hurt. Emotionally, more spiritually, just hurt.
Well, we don't have to worry about that no more, do we?
No, and that really, really bothers me. If that's the way her life ended, was this just extortion and crap going on, and just
Lift your left arm up. No, lift it up to show me where the scratch come from on your elbow.
that's a scar.
No, that one right there. That's a fresh scratch.
Where?
Right there in front of your fingers. You just rubbed it.
This?
No, that's your forearm. I see your elbow. Lift it up right there. Your thumb is touching it.
That's a scar from an ulnar nerve transposition. 10 years ago or more. See, you're even. I guess maybe I need a lawyer or something if you're going to start making allegations that I have scars or marks, just like this with the handcuffs. They had me sitting on my hands for 30 minutes there with the cuffs on so tight that it was, causing me to bleed. This wasn't so bad on this. I had my watch on.
It caused you to bleed.
What?
It caused you to
Yes.
bleed.
Right there. I mean, just bled out a little bit, but it was really, you can see the mark still on there. But I couldn't get, because of the way they put me in the, I guess my term is a paddy wagon, but a police car or whatever. And they were very forceful when they come up there. I mean, with guns and all that. And I assume, and everybody I was talking to there, they were being very distant. They didn't know anything about Samira's situation. And they thought it was a custody. And that's all they told me. It was a custody that, that it's Leon County, custody of the children, the safety of the children situation. And I'm like, I want to know about my wife. Is she okay? What has happened with my wife? And they wouldn't tell me for 2-3 hours until, about, I guess, I don't know now, 4 or 5 hours ago. And then I really lost it. Because then I know it was true, and she's not coming back to me. And I thought about this for 6 hours in here, just, I don't know what, and I want to know the truth. I really do. For I can have some closure to this, what happened to my wife. And I told her, I don't know if I could even live with myself if she tripped on that damn hose and I was too lazy to roll it up or too easy to put it back where I usually had it.
She ever tripped on the hose before?
I don't know. I don't remember, but it hadn't been put out like that before. Has it been? I usually, when I was there at the house living, I kept a tight ship in that place, and it would have never been out like that before. And I used to get on Gerald and Juan sometimes for leaving stuff out, like, just they get done work and they leave stuff all sitting out or disarrayed, and I put it up. So, I don't know. And it had never been to a point that, I don't remember Samira telling me about it or anything, if you want to know that, but I've had probably 3 or 4 times that I've been out there and fell in the pool. I know Samira on 1 or 2 occasions has fallen in. One time trying to catch Hyra from going to the pool, and she kind of slipped and then fell in the pool. That's all we've ever had. It's around the pool, I remember, with this marriage, so.
Well, just so we cover everything, let me bring this up. You know her body's going to get examined. It's going to be examined, okay?
Right.
And sometimes during these examinations, there's evidence that's collected from the body.
Understand.
Okay.
That's why I to see the body.
Sometimes when there's an altercation, especially when it's a female and male, sometimes skin will be up underneath the female's fingernails from the altercation, whether scratch or hit or whatever else. Okay.
Yeah.
If there is some under her fingernails, if there's some found, and it comes back to be your DNA, I need to know if this happened this morning, did this happen earlier, or we kind of need to know that. So we'll kind of have an explanation.
There's one time yesterday or something, she grabbed at my shirt collar.
No, she wouldn't get DNA from your shirt collar.
No, I mean, she grabbed my shirt collar and I could feel it, kind of scratch my neck.
Where at?
I didn't, maybe that area.
So there's no scratches there?
I don't know. I think there's a permanent, almost scar there for when she scratched me when Kendall was there. Because people will say that sometimes to me if I shave good and stuff, they'll say, "Doc, where did who scratched you or whatever?" And I just, I don't get into it. I just say.
So you did or didn't have a scratch there?
I just remember her grabbing my shirt collar yesterday one time. I don't know what it was over. It wasn't. I mean, she really didn't do the violent thing yesterday. It was more like she was verbally. I don't say necessarily so much abusive, but hurt and making me feel.
Okay, but when she grabbed your shirt, did she scratch your neck?
It felt like she scratched it a little bit, but I don't know. That's only,
And when was that?
And then when
was that?
That was last night.
At what point last night? Where were we all at?
I think we were going into the bedroom, and she said, "Don't go in there and bother the babies." And she grabbed my shirt collar, and she's kind of like that. She gets kind of aggressive more than your average.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I mean that's the only time I remember. That I remember her doing anything to physically, aggressive. So I don't know if there'd be any. Now when we made love out on the one of the chairs in the I call it our living room area. Last night, she was a little, I don't know, I don't know if it's a French thing where she kind of grabs my back, sometimes scratch, when making love. And sometimes it hurts.
She did that last night?
I don't remember it hurting that bad, because I had some real bad ones one time I remember specifically because
We're talking about last night.
I don't remember it, not Rebel. I mean, I give that Lost Rebel.
So basically, we can conclude that if there is DNA found in her fingernails, it's going to be from her grabbing your collar.
Probably. So, I mean, if there is any, I wouldn't think there would be any. I don't remember her scratching to like the point of bleeding or anything like that, you know. So. And even like this, with when the baby did that, it just, I put some like chapstick on it because it didn't even bleed, it was stinging a little bit, and I put some chapstick on it.
I hope when the babies get older and they ask you about what happened to mommy, if you had that opportunity to answer that question, that you come up with something better than what you're telling us.
And that's all I have to say. I wish I knew. And I'll avoid telling them any of the bad stuff she's done, or because I don't want them knowing that. I mean, it's just, and the problems we had or whatever is not.
Well, it's not like she would be able to give her side of the story.
I understand, but it's just, I'm not gonna go there. Let them know their mother was a wonderful, beautiful woman, and I love her dearly.
Love her to death, huh?
That term, it's not appropriate for you to be saying that.
I don't have anything else.
Is it, Dr. Frasch, I mean, like we explained before, this is it, this is now,
I
now's the
understand,
time.
I'll give you everything I know, and I don't, I can't. I don't really help you anymore. I mean, I'm trying to think back of anything else that might have been out of character. Even during the week, I've been going over this last 6 hours in my mind, what could have, could have, and why, and it was kind of a little bit strange for her to want me to leave, and I know it wasn't strange because when Gerald comes over, she usually takes stuff out of the house that's mine, or they move stuff or do stuff. So I thought maybe that's why she didn't want me there, and then she wanted the babies out there because they were planning on doing some, more intensive stuff, and she just didn't have a babysitter available, or she wasn't feeling good because she was hungover or whatever, and she already made these plans with him to do this, or whatever.
That doesn't make you mad?
Yeah, it does make me mad.
I would think it would.
It does. And that's why I asked him earlier today if I could see the body or something. I want to know maybe if there's some foul play involved or whatever. And if Gerald, what the hell is Gerald coming by there? And I don't know if she was up at that time or what, but if the front door was locked or what he may have been doing.
Well, what's he been doing the last 4 years he's been coming by there?
He doesn't.
What makes
I don't
today,
think he comes in.
what makes today any different than the last 4 years?
I don't know. It just, it makes a difference in the sense I haven't been around when he's coming around the last 9 months. Haven't been there to know what they do or what's been going on. I know a lot of times he's loaded up my stuff and done things and helped her move stuff like out of my closets, out of my, office area and stuff. And
this interview is concluded at 1:37 a.m.